Boris in dead meat. Labour delivered Christmas speech with hint of savage attack toward Tories. Sir Keir Starmer has warned Labour could step back to let the Liberal Democrats wreak havoc in the Tory heartlands as pressure mounts on Boris Johnson's leadership. Sir Keir Starmer, 59, suggested the Labour Party could hold back resources in key Liberal Democrat target seats in a bid to deny the Conservatives from winning a majority of constituencies at the next general election. The news comes after Sir Ed Davey, 55, celebrated the Liberal Democrats' second by-election win in a once-safe Tory seat last week when they overturned a 22,949 majority to take the Brexit-backing seat by 5,925 votes. The other victory came in June after the Liberal Democrat leader claimed an orange hammer had knocked a blue brick out of the so-called blue wall in the Chesham and Amersham by-election. But Starmer, who succeeded 72-year-old Jeremy Corbyn as Labour leader in April 2020, appeared to rule out any proposals the two parties could enter into a so-called progressive alliance, which is often considered to also include the Green Party. A report called Breaching the Blue Wall by think tank UK in a Changing Europe found votes cast for the three progressive parties outnumbered those received by Tory and Brexit Party candidates in 41 seats at the last election, with Labour notionally taking 24 and the Liberal Democrats gaining 17. But the Liberal Democrats appear to have set their sights on making even more significant inroads into the Tory heartlands. Following their victory in North Shropshire, the Liberal Democrats warned the Tories they could take up to 57 Conservative constituencies if there was a national swing just half the size of the one seen in the by-election contest. Labour has now registered leads in 19 consecutive opinion polls. The Liberal Democrats appear to have had a by-election bounce as they find themselves with the highest level of support since Mr Johnson's thumping majority on 12%. The Green Party, who have made a series of local gains at the expense of the Tories, registered 6% of the vote, and the rebranded Brexit Party, known as Reform UK, are on 5%. Reform leader Richard Tice, 57, appeared to take a chunk of the Conservative vote in the old Bexley and Sidcup by-election even though the Tories managed to hold on. Lately yesterday, Boris Johnson and Keir Starmer have released their Christmas messages full of hope for a better celebration next year, and a brighter future. The Prime Minister used the opportunity to encourage people to get their vaccines as it will be the best gift they could give their loved ones this year. In more than 400 words, Mr Johnson paid tribute to those who had lost loved ones this year, people self-isolating and NHS staff. The Labour leader used half the amount of words to wish everyone a Merry Christmas, and highlight the Christian values of kindness that Brits have shown over the last year. Sir Keir acknowledged the tough year Brits have faced in his message. He said, "But I believe that if we stick together, support each other and work together, we can find a path through." Sir Keir went on to thank the NHS for saving countless lives and the armed forces working at home and abroad. Mr Johnson said, "Though the time for buying presents is theoretically running out, there is still a wonderful thing you can give your family and the whole country, and that is to get that jab, whether it is your first or second, or your booster." His message urging Brits to get the jab came as UK experienced yet another record-breaking number of daily reported COVID cases, with 119,789 reported as of 9 a.m. on Thursday. This was the second day in the whole of the pandemic that daily lab-confirmed case rates were above 100,000, after Wednesday. Earlier this week the Prime Minister confirmed no further COVID-19 restrictions will be put in place before Christmas. However, the government has said situation is finely balanced and remains difficult across the country, with the Omicron variant continuing to surge and cases at an all-time high. The government will continue to monitor the data closely and will not hesitate to act after Christmas if necessary.